Now, making it to top 5 of anything is very impressive. There are 196 countries, 7 billion people in our world. So when you hear the words top 5 and South Africa in the same sentence, then you can feel proud. I mean, we're a country, we've won, South Africa, we've won.
Industry body Grain SA is calling for several regions to be declared disaster areas.
Eskom has been struggling to keep the country's lights on. Last month, you'll remember, government pledging a lifeline at around 23 billion rand.
Armed thugs flipped the script on Mvoko and his colleagues, and the whole thing was caught on the broadcaster's own cameras.
Oh, okay, there's nothing to be proud of here. I mean, it says that we made it in Bloomberg's top 5 most miserable places in the world. In the world? One of the places that scored less miserable was the Ukraine. I mean, can you believe? The Ukraine, the same place that just had a civil war interrupted by a Russian invasion. Yes, South Africa, you heard me right. A country whose war was interrupted by a war is less miserable than us. No, man. What could possibly make South Africa so miserable? Here on Late Night News, we have our very own misery index.
A modern-day Dompas, introduced in June last year by a community policing forum that represents upmarket neighborhoods in Worcester.
All the people in the suburb here and all the people in the surroundings will know there's people that's walking around here. They've got a permit and the police know of them, and they've got a residential address where they stay.
People get arrested because police don't want troublemakers, so they arrest them if they don't have this card.
A Dompas in 2015. How do you think we'd let this slide? Are you crazy? LNN, misery score of 10. Talking about letting things slide, students from the University of Cape Town have recently staged a pool-throwing protest against the many memorial and statues of Cecil John Rhodes. Nice to see that Cape Town is so quick off the mark. 21 years into a democratic South Africa seems like the perfect amount of time to work up indignation. The university leadership has responded to the protest by investigating and launching debates on what should be done about these statues. Well, we can help you.
We must find new lands from which we can easily obtain raw materials and at the same time exploit the cheap slave labour that is available from the natives of the colonies.
End of investigation. Here you see, I've just saved you all the effort of reading a history book. The problem with these statues is not that they are there, but it's why they are there. These statues celebrate the worst, literally the worst people in our history. The issue is with how and what these statues are saying. I don't know about you, South Africa, but the celebration of a slave-owning land thief makes me very miserable. Now let's turn to the family planning part of Late Night News' very own misery index.
The smell doesn't have a good smell and stuff, even though I've never used a condom in my life.
That's right. STDs, AIDS, unwanted pregnancies. That's hilarious. Never used a condom. No, Chief, you are making me miserable. Luckily for us, Msholozi tackled the problem of teenage pregnancy. Don't worry, man.
I said, if a child, whether it's a boy or a girl, brings about a child in this earth, they must be taken and be forced to go to school, far away. Take them to Robben Island or to any other island. Sit there, study until they are qualified.
While in some places, they want the girls to be brought back. When I'm Sholozi, you want to take away the girls. I'm Sholozi, man.
Dear little Skumbuzo, I write this letter so you can one day understand why your father and I couldn't be with you as you grow up. We've been taken far away from you to be educated about the joys of tenderpreneurship and the sophistications of condom use. Gogo tells me you are pretty tall for a 9-year-old and that you've gained quite a belly, just like your daddy. Mommy is so proud of you. Dear Skumbuzo, I hope you're being a good boy and not giving Gogo a hard time. She told me you passed everything at school except mathematics. Don't worry about that too much. The man who put me in here is not so good with numbers either. You'll be glad to know that I'm also doing very well. Math skills are improving since joining the numbers gang. You'll be amazed how well your number skills improve when you keep adding and subtracting 28 and 26.
It has been years that I've been on this island. I am so sad to hear that Gogo died. and that you are running a parentless home. Skhumbuzo at the train station with a knife looking for people to mark. A sad sight indeed. I hear that they are now calling you Mageleza, and your Nyaupe selling ways are famous across the whole of Tembisa. You are really out of hand for a 12-year-old. The good news is that I will be out of here soon, and that the Julius Malema administration will be relinquishing power, and I will be president. Amandla.